So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to ask, is reverse boosting the answer to skill-based matchmaking? In a nutshell, I'm asking you, is reverse boosting wrong in Call of Duty? Now, if you enjoyed the video at any portion, please don't forget to drop a like, and if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing with the notification bell clicked so you get my Call of Duty videos as soon as they are published. So reverse boosting is becoming really popular in Call of Duty, and there are a few arguments as to why it's a good thing, but there's also a counter argument that it could be immoral and wrong. So to understand where we're coming from here, we need to speak a little bit about skill-based matchmaking, don't we? For those of you who have turned up and are not quite sure what it is, even though I don't believe anybody can't be quite sure what skill-based matchmaking is by now. So essentially, skill-based matchmaking puts you in a lobby with people of a similar skill set to ensure that you don't go around stomping on people. And every now and again, you're thrown a bone by Activision where you get a lobby where people are probably slightly less skilled than you, so you do good. So it's a vicious circle to kind of keep you on the game. But overall, I hate it because you will never improve. You can't see an improvement in your gameplay. Are you actually learning things in the game? And that's my biggest gripe with skill-based matchmaking. The community, being as smart as they are, have found a workaround for skill-based matchmaking. And it's essentially two methods that you will use. You'll either tank your stats, so you'll go into a game mode and literally play bad on purpose, be cannon fodder for the other team, and tank your stats to get them as close to a 0.1 as you possibly can. The downside to this is, one, it affects other people in the process. Two, it also takes a very long time. Not to mention also that once you start performing well, you've got to go and do it all again. So it's just a vicious circle doing this type of method anyway. The other way people reverse boost is to create an alternative account, go on your main account with that alternative account. So you may have two PlayStations, an Xbox and a PlayStation and a PC, and you'll essentially use your reverse boosted account to jump into a lobby. And when that lobby's got, I don't know, let's say 8 out of 12 people, you join session with that particular account on your main account, and then you leave with your alternative account. And if your main account's a 2KD, you're a 2KD player now left in a lobby with people with 0.1 and around about that marker type of stats, and you basically stomp these people out. Why is this wrong and immoral in my personal opinion? Well, there are several reasons why I feel this is immoral. The first one is a lot of people tend to join the most populated playlist in Call of Duty, which is Team Deathmatch, which is where you'll find Trakky residing, because this is my favorite game mode anyway. And quite often I have to fight against skill-based matchmaking, which has been turned up to the rafters in Modern Warfare and Cold War. But not only do I have to now compete with people who are the same skill level as me, and I've got to try my hardest to prove my dominance, I've also tried to carry my team, but I look through the scoreboard and see someone who is currently sitting at 0 kills, 19 deaths. This person is reverse boosting in my lobby. So now I can see my team is definitely going to lose. There's nothing that I can do about it, and my win-loss ratio takes another hit because it's another person who's chose to reverse boost. Now, they could do this in a free-for-all lobby and really not harm anybody, but give free kills to other people. I don't understand why people do that, and I want to make it very clear here, I totally understand why people reverse boost in Call of Duty, because I, along with everybody, well, most people I should say, I hate skill-based matchmaking. I hate everything skill-based matchmaking stands for, because you can't see an improvement. It is a deliberate manipulation of the game to appease Activision and their wallet at the end of the day. This is what skill-based matchmaking is about in a casual game. Now, the argument has been made that people have got better at Call of Duty because the franchise has been out for that long. But people have come into the franchise that are still brand new, and a lot of people have hated what they've seen and left. And I'd say that is quite an equal number, because Call of Duty has sold around the same amount give or take a few million every single year. Have sales declined naturally over time? Yes, they have. But they've started to come up again, mainly because of Warzone. But Warzone also has skill-based matchmaking in. You're going to always have people who have the information like YouTube, from people like Exclusive Ace, Drifter, sometimes myself, I do informational videos. But YouTubers make up for a very small percentile of the community. Two, just because someone is given the information as to how to improve doesn't mean they're very good at executing that. So I feel like it's a cheap excuse for skill-based matchmaking to not take the full blame. For me, skill-based matchmaking is the biggest problem that Call of Duty currently faces. Connection should be king all the time, and that is it. The other thing that skill-based matchmaking does, it puts people in lobbies which will probably be considered a protected bracket. So you've reverse boosted because you're fed up of skill-based matchmaking and you want to have a more chillaxed time, but you've now put yourself in a lobby which has likely got disabled people in there, you know, people who are playing on controller with one hand or a few fingers missing, and you are now stomping on these people to make yourself feel better. That don't really sit right with me personally, and that's why I'm not a fan, in my personal opinion, of reverse boosting, and why I will never actually do reverse boosting. I'd much rather just quit the game, turn it off, and come back when I've chilled out and I'm not as angry at skill-based matchmaking. But the reality is, even though it is wrong in my opinion, I can see why people do it. But hear this one, if enough people reverse boosted, not that I'm encouraging you to do it, then wouldn't that make skill-based matchmaking redundant? Just think about it for a second, because skill-based matchmaking is there essentially to protect new players, to protect people who have probably never played Call of Duty before, or they've got some type of disability, any of those things in that sort of range. So if people are reverse boosting to get in those lobbies, and everybody started reverse boosting to get into lobbies that was supposed to protect people, these people have no longer got that protection anymore, and thus you've cancelled out skill-based matchmaking. It's just a thought. It's just me playing devil's advocate there. So I know I've kind of stipulated that I would prefer that people didn't reverse boost. I totally understand it. This has seemed to have split you guys' opinion on my Twitter, so I'd really like you guys to be vocal here on YouTube down in my comment section. Are you somebody that would reverse boost? And tell me why you reverse boost, and if you are against reverse boosting, then tell me why you're against reverse boosting. It's a shame that skill-based matchmaking is making people resort to doing stuff like this in the first place, and in my personal opinion, instead of reverse boosting, I wish that Activision would just listen to what we're saying, and if they're not going to remove skill-based matchmaking totally, then at least reduce it to a more reminiscent skill-based matchmaking that was implemented in Call of Duties of the past, where we can actually enjoy ourselves and play this game and move on from the whole skill-based matchmaking debacle that has entered Call of Duty in the first place. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.